see this, I don't get it, so I'm gonna just pretend.
Well, let's try to get Anne to get it.
Anne Fletcher, here's your little tidbit, your cheat sheet.
It is my cheat sheet. Thank you.
This does not look good.
Does that? Oh, hang on. We have to let the
I
camera.
look terrible.
No. Listen, we need to let it focus. Now
What?
I'm doing it too. I'm like this.
What did you say? Your hair always. I'd love to see her.
You smell good.
I bathed.
I'm reading this.
Who's this person here that looks so happy and adorable?
Santa Diano.
I like Diano.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
Everybody loves Diano.
This motley crew here from all over the world. Not only that, but it's live on our YouTube channel right now. So anyone with YouTube could be watching. So let me introduce you to everybody.
I want to know where everybody is too.
Yeah, I'm gonna introduce you.
Thank you. Sorry.
Okay. Hey, you guys. Good morning. It's Maria from the FOXLA newsroom here in Los Angeles, and we're hanging out with Anne Fletcher.
What?
Remember her from Step Up days to
so long
the
ago.
Proposal. Oh my God! Now to the guilt trip, which we're seeing tons and tons of these billboards everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to talk to you about that.
Tony!
Oh, Tony McEwing! On camera.
Oh, wait a second. So we call you out, Tony. You don't want to show up, but Anne shows up, and all of a sudden, here you
Feels
are.
like the family's still in.
That ain't right.
Very different from
About fast then.
And the 17 years I've committed to the show. Just saying.
I know. We're just trying to survive.
I know.
Yes.
What?
We're just trying to survive.
What are you going to do a really important story right now?
He is.
But I'm so
Have you met
loud.
Phil Schumann? Have you met Phil Schumann?
I did meet Phil a long time ago. Good. How are you? I'm going to be really loud. Are you talking about more dead children?
Probably. But,
all right.
Well,
I will be. I'll be like, is he talking
can't
about?
help it. Okay, this is our microphone right here. Oh, there's.
It's funny in a different way.
Yeah, she likes that station, I guess.
A lot of friends.
For those of you that are watching on YouTube, this is what happens behind the scenes. You wanted to look at what happens?
I'm sorry.
This is what happens.
Guys, I'm so sorry. I haven't.
Phil is going to be talking about guns and gun violence. So let's just sit here for 1 second, Anne, because we're going to let this little camera focus on you.
Should I do a dance show?
Oh, that
Yes.
would be awesome.
Dance show.
Strip dance would be great.
Oh, yeah.
Guns and semi-automatic weapons and bushmasters. Speaking of bushmasters, no. That's terrible. That's terrible, right? That's awful.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Terrible.
They got an Uzi and
So,
a
back
rocket launcher they got for the
to-
backpacks.
like.
We pretend
Why is
like
this camera
very
not
serious things are
focusing
going
as
on.
well for me right now? They are doing a lot of stuff on Google today, so that's probably why the connection's a little funky.
It looks sharp now.
Somebody actually turned in a rocket launcher for the buybacks. Wow.
What did you have for
Oh,
breakfast today?
God, you lot are mental.
What did you? What
A
did
rocket launcher. What is wrong with it?
It's called no sleep.
Are you serious? Really?
I'm so tired.
Oh my gosh. Well, you know, to be
Maria.
seriously, Guilt Trip looks fabulous.
Thank you.
Really, I mean, Julie was just telling us about her interview with Barbara Streisand and how awesome that was.
She's great.
So how did that work out? You know, I need to introduce everybody. Hold on. Are you done, Phil?
Steve's talking.
Thank the Lord. Okay, now we can. Okay, there
Phil,
we go.
Sharon, stop talking back
For
there.
God's sake. Okay, so here we go. This is Diano. He's hanging out with us from Reno.
Also from Detroit,
Jimmy-
just like you.
I
From
live
Detroit.
in Reno. You're from Detroit?
From Detroit.
Really?
Yes,
Yep.
originally.
My people.
We got Jimmy and Cordell, who's hanging out with us from Koreatown.
Nice.
Justin, and he's in Brighton in England.
You're in England? I
Hampton-
love it there.
Hampton is in Canada.
Canada,
Ann.
love.
Kim is in Kansas City.
My dad lives in Kansas. I love it.
Tom is in Atlanta.
I have connections with all of you.
Trev is in Yorkshire.
Not so much.
And by the way, Kim is in Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri. So, anywho, so and who just directed the movie Guilt Trip with Barbara Streisand. Seth Rogen is here to talk about that movie, of course. And if you have a question, just get my attention. And if you're watching on air, just tag me or anyone in the Hangout, and I'll try to get it to Annie, or you guys can get it to us, okay? So, okay, let's talk about Guilt Trip.
Okay.
How is that working?
What do you
with
want to talk about?
Barbara Streisand. I mean, she's like a legend. She's huge.
Barbara Streisand is a megastar.
She
There's
doesn't
nobody
just do movies. I mean, do you know what I mean?
She
Like,
sings, she writes music, books, directs.
Did you get the project first and then her, or her? How did that?
I did. I got hired first and wanted Barbara and Seth to play mother and son in this movie, so then I had to go get them. And I didn't realize it would take a year for me to get Barbara to say yes.
And how did you get her to say yes?
I choked her right around that neck of hers and choked away.
Always effective.
What,
Yeah.
honey?
Always effective.
You'd be surprised what people tend to agree to when you threaten their lives.
Always effective.
Yes. Oh, thank you. The choking is yes. I'm sorry. What was the next question?
I just said it's always amazing what people are willing to do when you put their lives on the line.
Yes, and when she's about to die, take her last breath, then she says yes. But just going, I felt lucky. It took a year, but I got to spend hanging out with Barbara at her house in Malibu and having conversations and lunches and dinners and emails. So I was definitely courting her for an entire year. Barbara and I started dating in November in 2009.
How does James?
I think James loves it.
Yeah. Okay.
The more the merrier.
Yeah, go ahead. What's your question? Okay.
Jimmy.
Oh, hey. The Guilt Trip looks absolutely hilarious, I have to tell you. What was it like choreographing Real Steel, though?
That's a very good question. Real Steel was awesome. I love to still choreograph. It's in my nature, and there's a lot of producers and directors and actors that I still want to consistently work with, and not, sometimes when you go off to direct, you're sort of done doing that, but I didn't want to be. So these producers and directors, they call me from time to time. Sean Levy, the director of that movie, called me on to see if I could help out, and at the time I had some downtime, and I flew to Michigan. And I had 4 free flights to Detroit, is all I'm saying. I got to go to Cobo Hall, the Silverdome, and Belle Isle Zoo.
Belle Isle Zoo! Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
And, so I loved choreographing it. So I got to work with a bunch of great people who speak the language, and it was super easy for me. And I was in love with that little boy so hard, so it was fun, so much fun.
It was actually a really good movie. It didn't get a lot of press because it wasn't advertised well, but but people actually saw it, it was actually pretty good.
It was a great movie.
Yeah, that's nice. I think Sean would love to hear that. I think the marketing of that movie was a little weak and confusing for people because it didn't have a brand yet, and people didn't know what they were selling. They were sort of selling it like we should already know what it is, but nobody did know what it was.
Like John
and that's
Carter.
Unfortunate because it could have done a lot better.
Kempton, go ahead. What's your question?
Yeah, and I had a great time watching 27 Dresses. I just loved the movie. The guys are here are giving me a hard time here. I want to ask you, so what was the experience like working with Barbara? Like, she's a accomplished director herself. So did she end up like directing her, or you just let her do whatever she wants?
Yeah.
Would that be the worst thing in the world if she was directing me?
Directing her, yeah.
Me directing her, directing me back to the set. No, Barbara is such a, she knows what she's doing in this industry. Yes, she is a director, but as well as being a director, she knows that being the actor, you have to give the respect to the director, have the director's back, the vision for the director, and there's a support system, and also come to the table every day with great ideas and suggestions to keep, to up the ante basically on what we're doing with the film and make it better. So she was always my partner, and she would never think to step on anyone's toes or do anything that was outside what she should be doing. So the support was great.
What do you think about Catherine Bigelow being nominated again for an Oscar, and why there are so few women who are getting the kind of accolades, or at least getting into the director role?
Well, I don't know it's a big question to answer. I always find it to be really big because in one sense, we are moving in a direction where women are more prominent in all positions, heads of studios. Three out of the 6 of our studios are run by women. So we're out there. I think my sad, pathetic attempt at understanding women directors is a little different. The job is time consuming. It's all consuming, and it's a lot. And then there's a moment where women want to have kids, and it's a struggle. We have a struggle of having to decide what all that is. And some women, I haven't had children. And Catherine, I shouldn't talk about her life, but I feel like she hasn't had children. It's just a different balancing act. I don't know what it is. We're able to do all of it, have these big, gigantic jobs, and then be a mom. I mean, it's sort of a lot. But I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just
But the important
tired.
is, like you said, though, no sleep. But we are moving in that direction.
We are
and
without question.
I'm excited about it. I'm excited sitting here next to you, talking about your big movie.
Yeah,
and,
I think the
some of the
train
other
has
movies
left.
coming on.
The train has definitely left the station. It's not going to stop. Just like gay marriage, it's not going to stop. It's out. It's done.
I agree.
And women in film is just the same thing. Basically.
Kim, did you have? Go ahead, Kim. Oh,
You muted.
Kim, are you
Can't hear
muted?
you. Can't hear you.
Kim, you're muted. You got it?
You got your headset. Your headset's not working, lady.
In the meantime, let's go to Deanna.
Can
Go
you
ahead.
hear me now?
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Let's get Kim first. We'll go to mine afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm a big fan of Step Up series. Woo! Love it, love it, love it.
Thank you.
My question though is about Enchanted. I love the first one.
Yes.
Who's starring in the second one?
Well, right now, nobody.
Ah.
The movie is still very much in development, so I actually don't know where we are with that particular project. I'm still attached as far as a director on the film, but regarding where we are and how far we're into the process, I don't know. Unfortunately, I think we all would like to see that movie made.
Deanna.
It was so cute.
It was a good movie, yeah.
Go ahead, Deanna.
I have both a comment and a question, and the comment first is like I was telling, we have a private chat here in the Hangout, and I was telling everyone else that I'm pretty sure you just became one of my favorite directors. It's like you are absolutely insane, and I love that. That is awesome.
No question.
Now, the actual question, however, is like, I mean, what do you do on set? It's like when you're directing these actors and whatnot, because I'm sure you have a vision for what you want to see. So how do you relay that vision to your actors in order to get that performance out of them that you're looking for?
Well, it starts pretty early on. In this particular situation, we had a year of me trying to convince Barbara to do the movie, as well as I would have meetings with Seth as well during that time. And while you're having those meetings, you're discussing the whole time how you see the overall film, what the tone will be, how do you see the character play, what is she wearing, what does her hair look like, how does she talk, how does she think, thinking of all the background of both characters. And you're doing all of this legwork before they say yes. So when they do say yes, they know what you're asking of them. They're not walking into a situation of confusion and getting blindsided once they start doing the movie. So all of the groundwork has been laid regarding all that stuff before they say yes. So when they do say yes, we're already on the same page going forward.
That's why you say it's all consuming, because it takes up a lot of your
all
time.
your time. Once you start a project,
Justin,
you're done.
Go ahead. You have the last question, Tempton question.
Right. I was wondering how easy it is to go from being a choreographer to being a director. There's quite a lot of choreographers that end up directing. Is that because, as I put this really bluntly, you're used to telling people what to do with moves and things? Is that the same with the directing?
Yeah, I don't like the way you're moving your head. It's not even. You should be a little bit more staccato. I don't understand. Why am I talking to this guy?
Second toe is longer
really
than your
pissing
first
me off.
toe.
This whole interview is pissing me off.
You really have toe.
No. Maybe some people would think I am. First of all, I have a question for you.
Oh.
Are you actually in England watching this telecast or whatever this is?
No, just in the Hangout.
They're in the Hangout, but a lot of them will stream myfoxla.com.
How did you know about myfoxla.com?
Oh, that's a good question.
Ah, that's interesting. I found it by accident. Somebody else I knew that was on Google Plus was doing various Hangouts, and they'd got to meet Maria and some of the other team there, and they got me involved with the Hangout from there, and it sort of went on from there.
How nice.
So he is live, Ann. This is live.
I know.
He is in
But
his
he's
home.
from
Yeah.
England. I'm trying to figure out how they connect. A lot of times we don't get the same stuff. But I will say this. Choreography to directing, it happens a lot, I think, because we're used to movement, so staging and aids in staging. We see in movement, everything moves. That means integrating the camera into moving people, whether it's big or small. For myself, I hear rhythms and music as rhythms and music, like when the way people speak, there is a rhythm to, and it helps with cutting the film and editorial. I think all of that sort of lends itself to being a director. It just kind of, it's a nice segue into it because, and we have to work with actors on the choreography end. So you're having to break down that part of the movie as well.
Because when you were working on the proposal, I was wondering if that was, did you have a lot of fun did you choreograph that moment where Sandra Bullock was around the fire?
On the fire, yeah.
Oh gosh.
Sort of like spontaneous.
We choreographed that to look spontaneous. My biggest piece of choreography was the naked scene, because that was the hardest to choreograph. It's the only scene that we actually rehearsed because we wanted to make sure that all their parts were covered.
Okay.
No parts to be seen. You didn't want it to be gross. You wanted it to be funny.
Oh, that wouldn't have been gross. But anyway, you guys, listen, the guilt trip. The guilt trip is out when?
Tomorrow, the 19th, it comes out. You guys will really love it. It's a lot of funny, but it has a great deal of heart. It's a great look at a mom's relationship to her child. Doesn't matter if it's a boy or a girl. It's just this nice, complex story.
It reminds me of me and my son. We took a little road trip as well. My
You're
son
gonna
is
love
25.
this. Oh,
so
no, you'll love
similar.
this. She has a 25-year-old son.
Can you believe it?
For hanging out. They're so
That's exactly what we've been saying, Ann.
Thank you. For the day that the bar. But
you'll be 90, so it doesn't matter.
Few directors that we meet that we would see a movie based on them, but we would see it based on you.
Really?
Not so much the cast.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like I was just telling people in the chat, it's like I wasn't really planning on seeing 27 Dresses because you directed it. All of a sudden now I want to see it.
See, Deanna.
All right, guys, thank you.
Just because you directed it.
Take a photo
Nice
with me.
meeting you. Picture.
Thank you.
Okay.
Awesome.
Are people really taking a picture or just we pretending?
No, taking a picture. We're going to put it on social media.
Taking the picture.
Usually there's a little sound effect, but there isn't.
Are you on Twitter?
Thank you.
Are you on Twitter?
I'm not on Twitter.
No,
They
you're
are.
not on Twitter.
I don't do any of the social media. I am lame.
You're not lame. You're opposite.
Too busy.
Lame is not the word I would use to
Detroit,
describe it.
you don't mess around with putting your stuff out in the world.
I love this woman.
Bye, you guys. Thank you.
It was not
Deanna, the humor you miss. Not seeing her movies.
Yeah.
Step Up are some good movies.